With the challenging 2015 financial year result, Oando Plc, one of Nigeria's leading exploration and production companies in the oil and gas sector, engaged the Nigerian capital market on the issues around its performance and strategies ahead. The CEO of the Nigerian Stock Exchange, Mr. Onyema, in receiving the Oando Plc team, gave his opening remarks.
Oando has chosen to use the facts behind the figures platform to further inform the market of its strategy and operational developments. As the market is driven by timely, relevant, and accurate information, your interaction with the market through this forum is noted, and we encourage you to continue with this trend. We note that your filing of your audited financial statements this year is earlier than last year. However, there's still a lot of work to be done to ensure that you file within the NSC's stipulated timelines. We encourage you to take up that challenge. With the fast-changing macroeconomic environment in Nigeria and globally, we encourage Oando Group to optimize its African footprint towards attaining a deeper social impact, higher regulatory compliance, and greater returns for shareholders.
The Chief Financial Officer for Oando Plc, Mr. Onyema, took the time to give a synopsis of the financial highlights of 2015 financial year and first quarter of 2016, highlighting the issues that led to the reported loss experienced by the company and some improved performance indicators.
We had total turnover of about 382 billion naira compared to 425 billion naira the previous year, driven mainly by the fact that there was a fall in crude oil prices, the fact that we did not have enough products in the downstream business to sell. Those two were the main drivers for the reduction in the turnover for the business. Gross margin was at 77 billion compared to 72 billion the previous year. And we had a 20% reduction in non-interest expense at 70 billion compared to 87 billion. As you will recall, some of the drivers of the non-interest expenses that we had the previous year included things like exchange rate loss. We had exchange rate losses in 2015 as well. However, it wasn't as sharp as what we witnessed in 2014. The reduction that you see there reflects the fact that all of the closing costs of the ConocoPhillips acquisition that we had to recognize in 2014, of course, since those were one-off, they were not duplicated in 2015. Selling and marketing expenses are more or less in line, and underneath there as well, we've just broken down the different drivers of the impairments that we speak about. And as you can see, of all the impairments that we've got, about 8 billion naira is driven by upstream. In actual fact, even the other receivables that we speak about there is an upstream receivable, which out of prudence we've had to then, just because these are some receivables from government as a result of cash calls for our upstream assets. And because this has been a long drawn out issue, we still have relative comfort that we'll be able to receive the amount, but we just don't know when. I must say that there has not been significant capital expenditure so far year to date. I don't expect that there will be significant capital expenditure leading to the end of the year. Our trade and other creditors were at 152 billion compared to 145.9 billion. Again, a 4% differential. Our bank and cash balances were down to 28.8 billion compared to 44.4 billion, reflecting the business activities for the period. And trade and other creditors were at 223 billion compared to 212 billion.
Mr. Wale Tinubu, the group CEO, spoke on the strategies for 2016 and how it will impact the overall business, particularly its restructuring operations.
What we saw a very large corporation, retail, distribution, gas, upstream services, doing in excess of 500 billion a year in sales, with a level of revenues which were driven by $100 crude, product availability, and we saw the experience when the price of oil came down, interest rates went up, like we've all experienced, and a contraction in our business, substantial contraction in our business. And what we had to do was really primarily restructure our group and do so very, very quickly. As was presented by my colleague, you will see that by about March 2016, our projection was 324 billion, and we are now at 345 billion in terms of a reduction. We expect to be able to achieve by September this year a reduction to 134 billion naira. We are confident in being able to achieve this process. We are working on it, and irrespective of the typical reality of our new reality today, which is a $50 oil price, foreign exchange volatility, we have challenges with joint venture funding from the NNPC not paying its own share. We've had a lot of Niger Delta militancy. We've experienced production decline. The service industry is shrinking. We have pretty serious challenges around us, but I think with the measures which we've done, we've been able to ensure that we can protect the company from the shocks of these challenges, having dealt with the core impairments in 2014 and 2015 and on to a new start in 2016.
He speaks further on the outlook for 2016 and expectations on policy framework from the government.
Our strategy is primarily growth via the upstream business, by the export of crude oil and refined petroleum products import. We have deleverage, which is to reduce our overall debt, which we've done. We've come down from 500 billion in 2014 to 345 as of this quarter, and we'll be down to 150 billion odd by end of this year. And then profitability, which is to drive our dollar earning businesses. As we've seen, there's been a devaluation. We're a big exporter, and our focus is to continue to focus on the export market such that we generate plenty of dollars, which helps our returns. We've always been an export business. We report in dollars, we export in dollars, we produce crude. And I think that the incentives which we liked was the pioneer tax, which enabled us to produce gas tax-free for the first 3 years with an option to renew for 5 years. And we encourage the government to ensure that this pioneer tax for gas is being given the utmost priority for indigenous companies, such that we can produce enough gas for industries and power plants, and we can help solve the power problem. Without the right incentives, there will be poor gas production, and with poor gas production, there will also be poor electricity generation in the country. Thank you.
2015 financial year has indeed been a tough one for Oando Plc, but with a resounding Q1 2016 result of 4.1 billion naira profit after tax and its restructuring plan, which will drive in 45 billion naira into equity and a raising of 60 billion naira, market stakeholders will expect pragmatic leadership that will translate into an improved performance at the end of 2016 financial year.